Hello, Muslim. As you can see, I'm completely ready for what's to come tomorrow and everything to do with that. But before I go to sleep, and like have a good night's rest, I'm gonna give you a nice little last oral from me about this man called Subhas Chandra Bose. He was born in India, which used to be the British Raj, controlled by the British, of course. He was talking about how um, his ideals were completely different to Gandhi's, which were like about peace and love, but his were more about like the violence that's gonna liberate India. And I found this topic interesting because it shows the stark contrast between the two types of people that existed in the time. The people that were about nonviolence and the people that were going to go full force and try to get India liberated as fast as possible in the quickest way possible. That's why I found it so interesting. So I'll give you an extract of his speech called "Give me blood and I shall give you freedom." So he is addressing the Eastern Asian nations for their help so they can get troops and supplies for the upcoming war against the British in the middle of World War One. So he starts off with friends. 12 months ago, a new program of total mobilization or maximum sacrifice was placed before Indians in East Asia. Today, I shall give you an account of our achievements during the past year and shall place before you demands for the upcoming year. But before I do so, I want you to realize that once again, what a golden opportunity you have for winning freedom. The British are engaged in a worldwide struggle, and in the course of the struggle, they have suffered defeat after defeat on so many fronts. The enemy having been thus considerably weakened, our fight for liberty has become much easier than it was 5 years ago. Such a rare and God given opportunity comes once in a century for liberating our motherland from the British yoke. This is because both of the nations were under British rule, and so they were trying to get an alliance between the both of them. I'm so very hopeful and optimistic about the outcome of our struggle because I do not rely merely on the efforts of 3 million Indians in the East Asia. There is gigantic movement going on inside India, and millions of our countrymen are prepared for maximum suffering and sacrifice in order to achieve liberty. Unfortunately, ever since the Great Fight of 1857, our countrymen were disarmed, and the enemies are armed to the teeth. Without arms and without a modern army, it is impossible for a disarmed people to win freedom against this modern age. This is because of the development of like new weapons and like gas and like bombs and all of that. Through the grace of Providence and through the help of the generous Nippon, which is Japan, it has become possible for Indians in East Asia that are united as a man in endeavor to win the freedom and all the religious and other differences the British try to engineer inside India simply to not exist in East Asia. Consequently, we have now an ideal combination of circumstances favoring the success of our struggle, and all I want is that Indians should themselves come forward to pay the price of liberty. Thank you for listening to me. Again, this is about um, our man Gupta trying to get our man Subhas trying to get allies from Eastern Asia and yeah, trying to liberate India from the British people. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a nice day.